Question number 1. Select the incorrect statement with respect to steel structure. So these are the statements regarding the steel structure. Option A. The maximum edge distance of fastener from an edge should not exceed 12 times of thickness of plate for epsilon is equal to 1. So option A is the true statement. Option B. For compression members, the maximum pitch of a tacking bolt should be 600 mm. So this statement is also true. Option C. The minimum pitch of a bolt in case of compression members should not exceed 16 times of thickness of plate or 200 mm, whichever is lesser. This statement is false because the minimum pitch of bolts in case of compression members is 2.5 times of diameter of the bolts. So this statement is false statement. Option D. When the grip length of the bolt exceeds 5 times the diameter of the bolts, then the design shear capacity is reduced. So this statement is also true. Whenever the grip length of the bolt exceeds 5 times, the design shear capacity will be reduced. Question number 2. The minimum characteristic strength of pre-tension and post-tension beams in megapascal as per IS 1343-2012 are. So as per IS 1343-2012, the minimum characteristic compressive strength for pre-tension beam is M40 grade and for post-tension it is M30 grade, having an effective depth of cover as 20 mm for pre-tension and 30 mm for post-tension. So the right answer is option B. Question number 3. Using stress block of IS 1343-2012, the ultimate moment of resistance is obtained as option A. Mu is equal to FPB APS into D minus 0.42 XQ, where FPB is the tensile stress in the tendon at failure, APS is the area of pre-tensioning tendons in tension zone, XQ is the neutral axis depth, and D is the effective depth of the center of the steel area. Question number 4. Match the following with respect to steel structure. Statement 1. Structure member subjected to direct tension or compression means the type of the weld will be butt type of weld. Joining two surfaces approximately at right angles to each other means it is a type of fillet weld. Statement 3. A hole is made in one of the components and welding is done around the periphery means it is a type of slot type of weld. Statement 4. Pressure is applied continuously means it is a type of seam weld. So the correct code combination for the given statement is option A. Question number 5. A post-tension simply supported beam of a span length 8 meter provided with a curved cable of area 800 mm square with a slope of 1 in 20 at each end. It is initially stressed to 1200 megapascal. Young's modulus of elasticity of a steel is 210 gigapascal. The loss due to slip of 2 mm at jacking end during anchoring is. We know that loss of post-tension simply supported beam due to slip in anchorage is given by the formula delta divided by length of simply supported beam multiplied by its modulus of elasticity of steel. Delta is the loss due to slip of anchorage which is given as 2 mm. L is the length of simply supported beam which is given as 8 meter. Modulus of elasticity of steel which is given as 210 gigapascal. So 210 into 10 to the power of 3. So the loss of post-tension simply supported beam will be 52.5 megapascal. So the right answer is option A. Question number 6. If the diameter of the bolt is 20 mm, then the maximum number of the bolts that can be accommodated in one row of 140 mm wide flat is. We know that as per IS 800-2007, the minimum pitch distance is 2.5 times of bolt hole diameter and minimum edge distance is 1.5 times of bolt hole diameter. The bolt diameter is given as 20 mm. So we have to calculate the minimum pitch distance for a bolt hole diameter. Diameter will be 22 mm. So the minimum pitch distance will be 2.5 times of 22 which is equal to 50 mm, and the minimum edge distance is taken as 1.5 times of bolt hole dia. So it is 33 mm. So let us try to accommodate two bolts with a minimum pitch of 50 mm between these two bolts and edge distance is 33 mm. So if you calculate this total length, it is 116 mm, which is less than 140 mm. So we can provide at least 2 bolts. Option C is the right answer. Suppose if you try to accommodate 3 bolts in this wide 140 mm flat, the distance will be 100 mm plus 2 times of 33. So it will be greater than 140 mm. So we can't provide more than 2 bolts. So the right answer will be option C. Question number 7. High grade of concrete is required in pre-stress concrete for controlling creep. Option C is the right answer, because high strength of concrete has greater stiffness, greater elastic modulus, less elastic deformation, low creep and high bond strength. So loss of pre-stress in elastic shortening will be minimized by controlling creep. Option C is the right answer, because so if the value of modulus of elasticity of concrete is increased, then obviously there is a control in creep. So option C is the right answer. Question number 8. Limit state method of design in steel structure are based on 2 level of reliability method, which is limit state of strength and limit state of serviceability. So it will be 2 level of reliability. Option D is the right answer. Question number 9. The following 2 statements are made with reference to simply supported under reinforced RCC beam. Statement 1. Failure takes place by crushing of the concrete before steel has yielded. This statement is false, because in an under reinforced RCC beam, steel will yield before concrete. So steel will yield first. Once the steel is yielded, it does not take any additional stress and the total force of tension remains constant. Statement 2. The neutral axis moves up as the load is increased. This statement is true, because in an under reinforced RCC beam, when the load is increased, the neutral axis depth will be increased. So this statement is true. So among these options, statement 1 is false and statement 2 is true. Option A is the right answer. Question number 10. A concrete having a slump value of 65 mm is said to be. When the concrete having a slump of value of 65 mm, it will be in the state of plastic. Option A is the right answer. Question number 11. Footing for 2 columns, one carrying 800 kN and other carrying 1200 kN are spaced at 3 meters center to center. Safe bearing capacity of the soil is 200 kN per meter square. The width of the footing is restricted to 2 meter due to site condition. The suggested type of footing is. The following figure you can observe, there are 2 columns of the footing which is carrying 800 kN and 1200 kN, which is spaced at a 3 meter center to center. So to decide the width of the footing and type of the footing, we have to calculate first area of the footing. So for a column 1, the area of the footing will be load divided by safe bearing capacity. Safe bearing capacity is given as 200 kN per meter square. So if you calculate this, area will be 4 meter square. Similarly, for second column, area is 1200 kN divided by 200, which is equal to 6 meter square. So let us provide a area of the footing of our column as 2 meter by 2 meter, and for column 2 let us provide 3 meter by 2 meter. So if you observe here, the distance between the column is 3 meter center to center spacing. So even though we provide a width of the footing, there is a gap of 0.5 meter between these two. So the type of the footing best suited for this is isolated foundation. Option D is the right answer. Question number 12. Consider the following statement. Specific surface of the cement is determined by air permeability method. This statement is true. Statement 2. Le-Chatelier method is used to determine soundness of the cement. This statement is also true. Statement 3. The total insoluble residue in cement should be less than 1.5%. This statement is false, because as per IS 8112-2013, the total insoluble residue in the cement should be less than 5% for 33 grade of cement and 4% for 43 grade and 53 grade of cement. So it shall not be less than 1.53% This statement is false. So among these given statements, the correct statement is statement 1 and 2. So option A is the right answer. Only 1 and 2 are correct. Question number 13. If the depth of moist sand in the cylinder is 150 mm and depth of the sand when fully inundated with water is 120 mm, then bulking of the moist sand is, we know that percentage of bulking of a moist sand is given by the formula H1 minus H2 divided by H2. H1 is the height of wet state and H2 is the height of dry state. So the wet state height is 150 mm and dry state height is 120 mm. So if you calculate this, the percentage of the bulking will be 25%. So option B is the right answer. Question number 14. Limiting moment of resistance for an RC rectangular section with the following data is. So we have to calculate the limiting moment of resistance. Width is given, effective depth is given, grade of concrete and grade of steel is given. So as per IS 456-2000, for grade of Fe 415 steel, the limiting moment of resistance is given by the formula 0.138 FCK BD square, where FCK is the grade of concrete which is given as 20 Newton per mm square. B is the width of the rectangular section 300 mm. D is the effective depth of rectangular section 545 mm. So 545 square. On calculating this, the limiting moment of resistance will be 246 kN meter. So option B is the right answer. Question number 15. If X, Y and Z are the fineness modulus of coarse, fine and combined aggregates, then the percentage of the fine aggregate to combined aggregate is calculated by the formula P is equal to X minus Z divided by Z minus Y into 100. Question number 16. For a rectangular beam of dimension 300 by 600 mm with effective cover of 55 mm, grade of concrete is 25, grade of steel is 415, maximum spacing of 2-legged 8 mm dia stirrup as per the clause 26.5.16 of IS 456-2000. So as per this codal provision, spacing of the stirrups is given by the formula ASV divided by B into 0.87 Fy divided by 0.4. So spacing of the stirrups will be 302.47 mm. So as per this codal provisions, we know that spacing of the stirrups will be minimum of 0.75 times of effective depth of the section or 300 mm, whichever is lesser. So the spacing of vertical stirrups will be minimum of this value, so it is 300 mm. So option B is the right answer. Question number 17. Identify the equation to determine the mean velocity gradient in the design of flocculation process. So the formula used is square root of P by mu into V, where P is the power input in watts, mu is the dynamic viscosity in Newton per second per meter square, and V is the volume of water in meter cube. So the right answer is option D. Question number 18. Identify the major pollutant contribution from ternary industrial wastewater from the following. We know that in a ternary industrial wastewater, the major pollutant is chromium, because in a ternary industry, leather are prepared, which releases more toxic effluent than most industries which directly or indirectly exerts stress on various ecosystems. The heavy metal chromium is very much detrimental to human health and animals and plants. So this pollutant is a major contribution of ternary industrial wastewater. Chromium is the right answer. Question number 19. In water supply system, the internal pressure causes hoop tensions in a pipe shell and its magnitude is determined by which of the following equation? Hoop tension is nothing but hoop stress. So for a pipe shell, the hoop stress is given by the formula PD by 2T, where P is the pressure intensity, D is the diameter of the cylinder, T is the thickness of the cylinder. Option D is the right answer. Question number 20. As per Bureau of Indian Standards IS 2296-1982, the water classified under category D is for. So as per this codal provision, The water classified under category D is fish culture and wildlife propagation. So this is category D. Option A is the right answer. Irrigation and industrial cooling is category E. Outdoor bathing is category B. Drinking water sources with conventional treatment followed by disinfection is category C. Question number 21. Composting of municipal solid waste is an biological process. Option A is the right answer, in which organic portion of refuse is allowed to decompose under carefully controlled condition. Option A is the right answer. Question number 22. In a rapid sand filters, sand beds are stratified. Option A is the right answer. Question number 23. The formation of the smog in the atmosphere is due to the presence of. We know that in the atmosphere, the formation of the smog is due to the smoke plus fog. It is a combination of smoke and fog. Option D is the right answer, because it is mainly formed by the mixed pollutants within the atmosphere, which consist of finer particles and ground level ozone. Smog is a secondary air pollutant. Question number 24. Identify the National Board of Fire Underwriter formula for the estimation of fire demand for firefighting purpose in urban areas from the following. So for a fire demand for firefighting purpose, according to National Board of Fire Underwriter formula, it is given as Q is equal to 4637 root P into 1 minus 0.01 root P. Option C is the right answer, where Q is the quantity of water in liter per minute and P is the population in 1000. Question number 25. Which of the following statement is false with reference to mass curve analysis for evaluation of the storage capacity of reservoir? Option A. The slope of mass curve at any point is a measure of inflow rate at that time. This statement is true. Option B. The maximum departure between the demand line and the mass curve represents storage capacity of reservoir required to meet the demand. This statement is also true. Option C. A demand line must intersect the mass curve when extended forward, otherwise the reservoir is not going to refill. This statement is also true. Option D. The vertical distance between the tangents drawn to the trough and the crest represents water wasted over spillway. So this statement is false, because the vertical distance is always a tangent drawn to the two consecutive trough only. So it shall not be both trough and crest, it shall be only two consecutive trough. So option D is the correct answer, which is a false statement. Question number 26. A turbine develops 1000 kW under a head of 100 meter at 200 rpm speed. If the same turbine working under head 81 meter, the speed of the turbine will be. Assume efficiency to be same at both operating conditions. So if the single turbine is working under two different conditions, we adopt unit quantity parameter of a turbine, which is defined by the turbine operator under unit head and maximum efficiency. So the unit speed of a turbine is given by the formula n divided by its square root of head. So for a turbine working under two different conditions means the relation is n1 divided by h1 is equal to n2 divided by square root of h2. n1 is 200 rpm, h1 is 100 meter, n2 is the speed we have to find, h2 is 81 meter. Therefore n2 is equal to 9 into 200 divided by 10. On solving this, the speed of the turbine will be 180 rpm. So the right answer is option B. Question number 27. A 4-hour storm on a catchment produces a peak run of 250 m3 per second. The rainfall during the period is 5 cm and the infiltration loss during the period is 1 cm. A constant base flow of 10 m3 per second was measured during the storm period. The peak flow corresponding to 4-hour unit hydrograph is. So we have to calculate the peak flow at 4-hour duration, which is given by the peak runoff minus base flow. Peak runoff is 250 m3 per second, base flow is 10 m3 per second, and runoff depth is rainfall depth minus infiltration loss. Rainfall depth is given as 5 cm, infiltration loss depth is given as 1 cm. So the peak flow at 4-hour is 240 m3 per second divided by 4 cm. On solving this, the peak flow at 4-hour hydrograph is 60 m3 per second. So option A is the right answer. Question number 28. Two orifices of diameter 2 cm and 4 cm are discharged at the head of H1 and H2 below the free surface. Assuming the discharge from both orifices are same and assuming the equal coefficient of discharge, the ratio of H1 and H2 will be. We know that for orifice, the discharge is calculated by the formula coefficient of discharge into area of orifice into square root of 2gh. So for two orifices, assuming the discharge is constant and coefficient of discharge as constant, the relation will be d1 square into square root of 2gh1 is equal to d2 square into square root of 2gh2. 2g and 2g is constant, so d1 square into square root of h1 is equal to d2 square into square root of h2. Since we have to find the ratio of h1 and h2, therefore h1 divided by h2 is equal to d2 to the power of 4 divided by d1 to the power of 4. d2 is the diameter of second orifice, that is 4 cm, so 4 to the power of 4. d1 is the diameter of the first orifice, so 2 to the power of 4. On solving this, it is the ratio of 256 divided by 16. So 16 ones are 16 16s are. So it is the ratio of 16 by 1. So option B is the right answer. Question number 29. The area of the most efficient trapezoidal channel section considering y as the depth of the flow. So for trapezoidal section to be economical, the area is given by square root of 3 into y square. So option C is the right answer. Question number 30. A hydraulic jump occurs downstream from a 15 meter wide sluice gate. The depth is 1.5 meter and the velocity is 20 meter per second. The power dissipated by the jump is. We know that the power dissipated by the hydraulic jump is given by the formula rho into G into Q into head loss. So before calculating the power, we have to calculate the head loss. So this is the pre-jump depth and this is the post-jump depth. Pre-jump depth is given as 1.5 meter and its velocity is given as 20 meter per second. So we have to calculate the post-jump depth, which is given by the formula. So on solving this quadratic equation, the post-jump depth is 10.33 meter. This post-jump depth can also be determined using the Froude relation, which is given by the ratio of velocity divided by gravitational force. The Froude number will be 5.213. Using this Froude number, the post-jump depth will be calculated by using this formula. On solving this, the post-jump depth will be 10.33 meter. So now we have calculated the post-jump depth. Now we have to calculate the head loss or energy loss, which is given by the formula y2 minus y1 cube divided by 4 y1 into y2. So head loss or energy loss will be 10.33 minus 1.5 cube divided by 4 into 1.5 into 10.33. On solving this, the energy head loss will be 11.107 meter. Therefore, the power of the hydraulic jump is given by the formula rho g q delta E. Substituting the values of density, acceleration due to gravity and discharge as 1.5 into 1.5 into 20 meter per second is the velocity. Head loss due to energy is 11.107. On solving this, the power of the hydraulic jump is 49.03 megawatt. So option C is the right answer. Question number 31. A crop requires total depth of 92 cm of water for a base period of 120 days. Then duty of the water is. We know that the relation between duty delta and base period is given by the formula 8.64 B by delta. So duty of the crop is 8.64 B is the base period 120 days. Delta is given in total depth of 92 cm. So let us calculate it in terms of meter. So 92 divided by 100. On solving this, the duty of the crop will be 1126.95 hectares per cumex. So option A is the right answer. Question number 32. A venturimeter consisting of converging portion followed by a throat portion of a constant diameter and then gradually diverging portion, and it is used to determine the rate of flow in a pipe. The diameter of section 1 is 15 cm and at a section 2 it is 10 cm. Find the discharge through the pipe when the difference between the pressure is 20 kPa and having a oil specific gravity of 0.9 is flowing. So let's write down the given data. Diameter at the section 1 is 15 cm. Let us take in terms of meter, so it is 0.15 meter. Diameter at the section 2 is 10 cm. Let us take in meters, so it is 0.1 meter. Delta P is the change in pressure, so it is 20 kPa. So 20 into 10 to the power of 3 Pascal. So we have to calculate the discharge in a venturimeter, which is given by the formula Q is equal to coefficient of discharge pi by 4 d1 square into d2 square divided by square root of d1 to the power of 4 minus d2 to the power of 4 into square root of 2 into change in pressure divided by density of oil. So the discharge in a venturimeter will be 0.05849 meter cube per second. So to calculate in terms of liter per second, discharge is equal to 0.05849 into 1000 liter per second, which is equal to 58.49 liter per second. So option D is the right answer, 58.4 liter per second. Question number 33. Profitability index is the ratio of. Profitability index is also known as cost benefit ratio, and it is given by the ratio of present value of cash inflow to the present value of cash outflow, which is equal to net present value divided by capital cost. So the right answer is option D. It is the ratio of net present value to capital cost. Question number 34. The lag distance is the distance traveled by the road during its total reaction time. Option D is the right answer. Lag distance is given by the formula 0.278 V into T, where V is the speed of the vehicle and T is the total reaction time of the driver. Option D is the right answer. Question number 35. The elastic property of bitumen is determined by its ductility test. Option D is the right answer, because ductility test is performed to measure the adhesiveness and elasticity of a bitumen. Ductility value is the distance in centimeter to which a standard briquette of size 10 mm by 10 mm can be stretched before fracturing at 27 degrees Celsius. So the elastic property of the bitumen will be determined by ductility test. Option D is the right answer. Question number 36. The shortest possible time in PERT analysis is. In PERT analysis, the expected time is given by the formula optimistic time plus 4 times of most likely time plus pessimistic time divided by 6. Here you can observe optimistic time is shortest possible time to complete the project, and most likely time is the normal time, and pessimistic time is the longest time. So among this, the shortest possible time is most optimistic time. Option D is the right answer. Question number 37. Which of the following is considered to be highest quality construction in group of blacktop pavements? The highest quality construction is obtained using sheet asphalt. Option B is the right answer. Question number 38. Identify the wrong statement. Option A. Critical path consumes minimum resource. Option A is true statement. Option B. Critical path has zero flow time. This is also a true statement. Option C. Critical path consumes maximum time. Here you can observe, for a critical path, since it is having a longest path, it represents minimum time only and not maximum time. So this statement is false statement. So option C is the right answer. Let's see option D. Critical path is longest path of project. So this is a true statement. So among this following options, option C is the correct answer, which is a false statement or wrong statement. Question number 39. Group index method of design of flexible pavement is. And this is the group index formula for the design of flexible pavement based on liquidity index and plasticity index and percentage of the soil fraction passing through different sizes. So group index method is an empirical method based on physical properties of subgrade soil. Option B is the right answer. Question number 40. Spring tides are caused when? Spring tides are caused when the sun, moon and earth are in straight line, so that the height of the tide will be higher, which are called as spring tides. So these type of the spring tides occurs twice in a month, once during the full moon period and another during a new moon period. In the following figure you can observe the spring tides where the sun, moon and earth are in same line. So the right answer is option A. The sun, moon are in line with earth. Question number 41. A 30-meter long steel tape standardized with a pull of 100 Newton was used for measuring a baseline of length 1500 meter. The pull extended while measuring is 150 Newton. The correction for a pull due to the pull is given by. We know that the correction due to pull is given by the formula measured pull minus standardized pull divided by area of the cross section of the tape into Young's modulus of steel tape into length of the baseline. Substituting the value of measured pull is 150 Newton, standardized pull is 100 Newton, A and E is not given. Let us substitute like that only. Length of the baseline is 1500 meter. On solving this, the correction due to pull will be 50 into 1500 divided by AE. So the right answer is option C. Question number 42. Reception of typical digital data from satellite and after conversion to vector data, they are compared with the typical spectral signatures of ground objects and identified. This process is called. When we receive the digital data from satellite, converting it into vector data, they are compared with spectral signatures of ground data. So such processes are called spectral training. Option C is the right answer. Question number 43. Which one of the following method estimates best area of irregular and curved boundary? So to calculate the irregular and curved boundary, the best method of estimation will be by Simpson method. Option B is the right answer. Question number 44. In a photogrammetric surveying, the image of the top of hill is 90 mm from the principal point of photograph. If the elevation of top of the hill is 500 meter, then the flying height of 500 meter above datum. Question number 44. In a photogrammetric surveying, the image of the top of a hill is 90 mm from the principal point of photograph. If the elevation of top of the hill is 500 meter and the flying height is 5000 meter above datum, then the relief displacement is. So let's draw a diagram so that you can clearly understand. So this is a hill of height 500 meter and this is the flying height at an elevation from the bottom of 5000 meter. So the image of the hill is 90 mm. So this is the radial distance. So we have to calculate the relief displacement, which is given by the formula D is equal to R into H divided by capital H, where R is the image of the hill, which is given as 90 mm. So let us convert it into meters. So the image of the top of a hill will be 0.09 meter into H is the height of top of hill, so it is 500 meter. Capital H is total elevation or flying height, so it is 5000 meter. On solving this, the relief displacement will be 9 mm. So option B is the right answer. Question number 45. The observed bearings of a traverse are given below. Here you can observe the forebearing and back bearing of a line is given for PQ, QR, RS and ST. The station for most likely to be affected by local attraction are. So we have to find the local attraction for which particular station it is affected. So local attraction means it is a term used to denote any influence which prevents a needle from pointing to magnetic north. So we have to find difference for forebearing and back bearing for line PQ, QR, RS and ST. For line PQ it is 180 degree, which is free from local attraction. For QR it is 178 degree, so it is affected by local attraction. For RS it is 181 degree, so RS line also affected by local attraction. For ST it is 180 degree, so it is free from local attraction. So from line QR and RS, this is QR and RS, these both lines are affected by local attraction, which means that the station at R, it is likely to be affected by local attraction. So only R station is affected by local attraction. Option A is the right answer. Question number 46. The latitude and departure of a line AB are plus 78 meter and minus 45.1 meter respectively. The whole circle bearing of a line AB is. So let's draw a whole circle bearing system of latitude and departure. This is positive latitude and this is negative latitude. This is positive departure and this is negative departure. So latitude and departure of a line AB is given as plus 78 and minus 45.1 meter, which means that it lies in the quadrant 4th. So we have to calculate the angle between latitude and departure at 4th quadrant, which is equal to tan inverse of summation of departure divided by summation of latitude, which means that theta is equal to tan inverse of minus 45.1 divided by 78 meter. So angle will be 30 degree. So its whole circle bearing of a line AB will be 360 minus 30 degree, which is equal to 330 degree. So option D is the right answer. Question number 47. Select the incorrect statement from the following. Option A, bricks are paid per thousand. Option A is correct. Option B, lime is paid per quintal. Option B is also correct. Option C, brick aggregate is paid per cubic meter. Option C is also correct. Option D, cement is paid per cubic meter. This statement is false because cement is paid per bag of cement of 50 kg. So option D is the right answer, which is incorrect statement. Question number 48. The coefficient of curvature for well graded sand must be between 1 and 3. So option B is the right answer. It is calculated by the formula 30 square divided by D60 into D10, where D60, D10 and D30 are the size of percentage of finer particles by weight. Question number 49. Due to change in price level, revised estimate is prepared if the sanction estimate exceeds 5%. Option B is the right answer. Question number 50. The critical gradient of a sand deposit for a specific gravity of 2.65 and a void ratio 0.5 is. We know that critical hydraulic gradient is given by the formula specific gravity minus 1 divided by 1 plus void ratio. So critical hydraulic gradient will be 2.65 minus 1 divided by 1 plus void ratio. On solving this, the critical hydraulic gradient of a sand will be 1.1. So option C is the right answer. Question number 51. Select the excavation where measurements are made in square meters for payment. We know that excavation are usually measured in cubic meters for any type of the soil. However, according to ISI, excavation over areas not exceeding 30 cm and dressing not exceeding 15 cm is considered as surface excavation, stating that it has a average depth of excavation. So, if the depth of surface dressing is less than 15 cm depth and measurements are taken in square meters for payment, option D is the right answer. Question number 52. If B is the width of the formation, D is the height of the embankment, side slope is S:1 for highway with a no transfer slope, the area of the cross section is. So area of the embankment is equal to area of the trapezium PQRS. So area of the trapezium means it is half times of sum of length of parallel sides. So this is the bottom length of B meter width and top length means it is B plus 2 times of SD. So it is B plus 2 times of SD multiplied by its height of the embankment, which is D. So area of the embankment means half times of 2B plus 2SD into D. On solving this, the area of the cross section will be BD plus SD square. So option D is the right answer. Question number 53. The relationship between the effective stress, total stress and the neutral stress is effective stress is equal to total stress minus neutral stress. So option B is the right answer. Question number 54. A single pile of length 6 meters squaring cross section of a side 0.5 meter is proposed in a cohesive soil with unconfined compressive strength of 40 kN per meter square and unit weight of 16 kN per meter cube. The ultimate load carrying capacity of the pile is. So we have to calculate the ultimate load carrying capacity of a pile, which is the sum of bearing capacity plus friction capacity. So ultimate load carrying capacity is CNC into area of the bearing plus alpha into C into area of the friction. where C is the cohesion value, which is the half times of unconfined compressive strength. So it is 40 divided by 2, which means that it is 20 kilonewton per meter square. Alpha value is 1. Area of the bearing is A square. So 0.5 square, which is equal to 0.25 meter square. Area of the friction is 4AL, 4 into 0.5 into 6 meter. So the area of the friction means it is 12 meter square. Substituting these values, the ultimate load carrying capacity of a pile is C value is 20, NC value is 9, bearing capacity factor, area of the bearing is 0.25 plus alpha value is 1, C value is 20, area of the friction is 12 meter square. On solving this, the ultimate load carrying capacity of the pile will be 285 kilonewtons. So option B is the right answer. Question number 55. The vertical excavation is proposed in a cohesive soil with cohesion of 40 kN per meter square and unit weight of 20 kN per meter cube. The depth up to which the tension crack appear is. So we have to calculate the depth of tension crack. Depth of tension crack is given by the formula Z0 is equal to 2C divided by unit weight into square root of active earth pressure. Since it is in a cohesive soil condition, angle of internal friction will be 0. Therefore, the value of Ka is equal to 1. Cohesion value is given as 40 kN per meter square. Unit weight is given as 20 kN per meter cube. Substituting these values, the depth of tension crack will be 2 times of 40 divided by 20 into square root of 1. On solving this, the depth of tension crack will be 4 meter. So option A is the right answer. Question number 56. In a truss system, the purlins are the inclined members led from ridge to eaves. Option A is the right answer. Question number 57. A structural load is idealized as 100 kN point load at ground level. The vertical stress 2 meter exactly below the load is the vertical load 100 kN. This is the depth at which the stress we have to calculate for 2 meter. So the radial distance will be 0. Using the Boussinesq equation, the vertical stress is given by the formula 3q divided by 2 pi z square into 1 divided by 1 plus r by z square to the power of 5 by 2. Therefore, vertical stress at a 2 meter depth will be 11.936 kilonewton per meter square. So option C is the right answer. Question number 58. An infinite slope of 30 degree to the horizontal is proposed in a granular soil having an angle of internal friction 36 degree. The expected factor of safety against slope instability is. So we have to calculate the factor of safety. Factor of safety for instability is tan phi divided by tan beta, where phi is the angle of internal friction. So tan 36 degree divided by beta means it is the infinite slope angle, so it is tan 30 degree. On solving this ratio, the factor of safety against instability will be 1.258, which is nearly equal to 1.20. So option C is the right answer. Question number 59. The process of building new construction underneath the existing structure without disturbing the stability of the system is called underpinning. Option D is the right answer. This helps to strengthen the foundation of existing building or any other infrastructure. Question number 60. The distribution factor for member AB and AD of a box section shown below in the moment distribution method are. In this question you can observe there is no member AD. It should have been given as AC member. So assuming the member as AC, let's solve this question. So before finding the distribution factor for member AB and AC, we have to calculate the stiffness factor for member AB and AC. So when the far end is fixed or rigid, stiffness factor for member AB will be 4EI by L. So 4EI divided by L is the length of the member. So for member AB, the length is 4 meter. So 4 weight cancelled. Stiffness of the member AB will be EI. Similarly, for stiffness of member AC, when the far end is fixed, it is 4 EI by L. So for member AC, the length is 2 meter, 2 ones are 2 twos are, therefore stiffness will be 2 EI. We know that distribution factor for member AB is stiffness of member AB divided by summation of stiffness. Member AB stiffness is EI. Summation of the stiffness means it is EI plus 2 EI. On solving this, it is 1 by 3. Similarly, distribution factor for member AC is stiffness of member AC divided by summation of stiffness. So, stiffness of member AC is 2 EI and summation of stiffness is 3 EI. So, it is the ratio of 2 by 3. So, the distribution factor for member AB means it is 0.33 and distribution factor for member AC means it is 2 by 3, which is equal to 0.67. This is equal to 0.33. So, option B is the right answer. Question number 61. The zero force member in the truss shown below are: considering at joint B, this is the joint B section, force along BA, force along BD. So if two forces is in the same plane, the next force along member BC will be 0. So member BC is 0 force member. Similarly, at joint C, this is the joint C. Similarly, the force along FCA and force along FCE act in the same plane. So the along the member CD will be 0. So CD member is 0 force member. Similarly, at joint D, let us consider this. For a roller support, there is a reaction. This is force along DE. This is force along BD. Since already we have considered member CD as a 0 force member, so these are the two forces which are acting in the same plane. So the force in the member DE will be 0. So member DE will be the 0 force member. So the 0 force members are member BC, CD and DE. So option C is the right answer. Question number 62. The magnitude of the bending moment developed at fixed support A of a beam is equal to. From RD cross method, first we have to remove the overhanging portion. So let's find the bending moment at B. 50 kilonewton into 2 meter, which is equal to 100 kilonewton meter. So the bending moment at fixed support A means it is the carryover factor into moment at B. Carryover factor is half times. So moment is 100 kilonewton. So the moment at fixed support A means it is 50 kilonewton meter. So option A is the right answer. Question number 63. For a continuous beam shown below, the total static indeterminacy will be. Total static indeterminacy for this continuous beam is R minus 3 minus force release. R is the number of reactions. For fixed support it is 3. For roller support it is 1 and for roller support it is 1. So total number of reactions means it is 6. 3 is the number of available equilibrium equations, so it is 3. Force releases means here there is a hinge support. So the force release means it is number of members meeting at a hinge minus 1. So number of members meeting at a hinge means it is 2 members. So 2 minus 1, it is equal to 1. Therefore substituting these value, R is 6 minus 3, force release is 1. Therefore the total static indeterminacy for the continuous beam is 2. So option C is the right answer. Question number 64. The correct bending moment diagram for the middle column CD of the frame shown below is. You can observe here there is a balancing bending moment since the moment of inertia and length of the column is same, so there will be no bending moment in the portion CD. So option C is the right answer. Question number 65. A load of 500 kN applied at point A as shown below produces a vertical deflection at B and C. Delta B is equal to 10 mm and delta C is 15 mm respectively. What is the deflection at A when the loads of 100 kN and 300 kN are applied at B and C respectively? So we have to find the deflection at point A and the total load is 500 kN. So when the loads of 100 kN at point B is applied, its deflection delta B is equal to 10 mm. And when the load is applied at point C of 300 kN intensity, its corresponding deflection at point C is 15 mm. So we have to calculate the deflection at point A due to load of 500 kN. So according to Betti's theorem, from the principle of virtual work done, total load 500 kN multiplied by its corresponding deflection is equal to 100 kN into deflection at point B, which is 10 mm, plus 300 kN multiplied by its corresponding deflection of 15 mm. On solving this, the deflection at point A will be 11 mm. So option C is the right answer. Question number 66. The 3-inch parabolic arch shown below of a span L is subjected to UDL of W per meter. The maximum bending moment in the arch is equal to. We know that for a 3-inch parabolic and a 2-inch parabolic arch subjected to UDL, the bending moment will be 0. So option D is the right answer. Question number 67. For the cantilever beam shown in the below, delta 2 is the deflection at X due to load W1. So here you can observe delta 2 is the deflection at point X due to load W1 and delta 1 is the deflection under Y due to load W2. So this is the delta 1 deflection at point Y due to load W2. So the ratio of deflection delta 1 delta 2 is, so according to Betti's theorem, we know that the virtual work done W1 at point Y is W1 into deflection 1, which is equal to the virtual work done W2 at point X is the deflection delta 2. So we have to find the ratio of deflection delta 1 by delta 2. So delta 1 divided by delta 2 is equal to W2 divided by W1. So the right answer is option B. Question number 68. Simply supported beam loaded with the different loads and different bending moment distribution are shown in the following table. Match the load with the corresponding bending moment diagram. So for the first case, it is a simply supported beam subjected to a UDL load throughout the span. So for this type of a beam, the bending moment diagram will be parabolic in shape with the maximum bending moment of WL square by 8. So for the first case, it is 3. For the second case, it is a simply supported beam with a central concentrated load at mid of the simply supported beam. So for this case, the corresponding bending moment diagram will be in triangular shape with a maximum bending moment of WL by 4. So for the second case, it is 4. For the third case, it is a simply supported beam subjected to a triangular variation of load. So for this case, it is option 2. For the fourth case, it is a simply supported beam subjected to a couple at the midspan of a simply supported beam. So for this case, there will be change in bending moment from positive to negative. So for the fourth case, it is option 1. Now the correct code combination for these type of the beams is 3, 4, 2, 1. Option B is the right answer. Number 69. A person sitting on a wheelchair tries to roll up a curb height of 100 mm. Diameter of the wheel is 500 mm. The wheelchair together with the man weighs 2000 Newton. What force will we have to apply on the periphery of the wheel? So total force into lever arm depth means it is 500 of a dia wheel minus curb height of 100 mm, which is equal to total load 2000 to its distance. So let's draw this section. radius is 250 mm. This vertical height is 250 minus 100 mm, so it is 150 mm. From Pythagoras theorem, this horizontal distance will be 200 mm. So total weight 2000 into 200 mm. So the force will be 2000 into 200 divided by 400. So the total force required to apply on the periphery of the wheel is 1000 Newton. So option C is the right answer. Question number 70. A rigid bar is suspended horizontally by 3 wires of the same material. The outer wires are equidistant from central wire. The area and length of central wire are 3A and L respectively, while that of other 2 wires are 2A and 2L respectively. A downward force of 50 kN is applied to the rigid bar. The forces in the central and each of the outer wires will be. We know that deflection is equal to PL divided by AE. So for deflection of central horizontal wire is P1L divided by 3AE, which is equal to deflection of outer wires means it is P2 times of 2L divided by 2AE. On solving this, area will be cancelled, Young's modulus will be cancelled and length will be cancelled. So P1 by 3 is equal to P2. So P1 is equal to 3 times of P2. We know that total downward force 50 kN is equal to sum of force of central wire plus 2 times of outer wire's force. So 50 kN is equal to P1 is 3 times of P2. So 3P2 plus 2P2, which is equal to 5P2. Therefore P2 is equal to 50 divided by 5, which is equal to 10 kN. Substituting value of P2 in this equation, P1 is equal to 3 times of 10, which is equal to 30 kN. So the forces in the central and each of the outer wires will be 30 kN and 10 kN respectively. Option B is the right answer. Question number 71. A tripod carrying a total station survey instrument is an example for. Let us draw a free body diagram of a tripod stand. Here you can observe there are 3 legs of a tripod stand, where each of these legs passes through the same point but in different planes. So this type of the forces represents non-coplanar concurrent forces. Option C is the right answer. Question number 72. The maximum bending stress induced in the steel wire of a modulus of elasticity 200 kN per mm square and diameter 1 mm when wound on a drum of diameter 1 meter is approximately equal to. So we have to calculate the maximum bending stress. We know that bending stress is given by the formula E by R into Y, where E is the modulus of elasticity of a steel wire, which is given as 200 kN per mm square. So 200 into 10 to the power of 3 divided by R is the radius of a drum. So it is 1000 divided by 2. Diameter is given as 1 meter. So it is 1000 divided by 2. Y is 1 by 2. Therefore, the maximum bending stress will be 200 Newton per mm square. So option C is the right answer. Question number 73. A roller of diameter 600 mm and weight 8660 Newton is to be pulled over a curb height of 150 mm by a horizontal force P applied at the top end of the roller. The magnitude P required to start the roller over the curb is. So this is a roller representation of a diameter 600 mm with weighing a weight of 8660 Newton. So we have to calculate the magnitude of the force required to roller over the curb of 150 mm. So force into lever arm depth. So diameter of the roller is 600 mm minus curb height is 150 mm, which is equal to total weight 8660 newtons into this horizontal distance. So from the Pythagoras theorem, let's find out this horizontal distance. Radius is 300 mm, this vertical height is 150 mm. So the horizontal distance will be 259.80 mm. So total weight 8660 Newton into 259.80, which is equal to 5000 newtons. So option C is the right answer. Question number 74. A simply supported beam is loaded with a uniformly distributed load as shown in the figure. The state of stress at P and Q are represented by. So state of stress at P means it will be acting in a shear stress distribution. So its representation is like this. And the state of stress at Q means it will be acting in a normal stress distribution. So for P it is shear stress and for Q it is normal stress. So option A is the right answer. Question number 75. Two like parallel forces are acting at a distance of 24 meters apart and the resultant is 20 kN. If the line of action of the resultant is 6 meters from any of the given forces, the magnitude of two forces are. So let's draw two parallel forces. These are the two parallel forces P1 and P2 acting at a distance of 24 meters apart. So this is 24 meters apart. So this resultant will be of intensity 20 kN, which is 6 meters from any one of the forces. So this distance is 6 meters. Let us consider this as point A and point B. So assuming the sum of the forces at point A is equal to 0, P2 into 24 is equal to resultant force into 24 minus 6 meters. So P2 into 24 is equal to 20 into 18. So P2 is equal to 20 into 18 divided by 24. P2 is equal to 15 kN. P1 plus P2 is equal to 20 kN. P1 value is 20 kN minus 50 kN. Therefore, P1 value will be 5 kN. So option A is the right answer. 50 kN and 5 kN. Question number 76. Mr. Manohar age is 47 years and Jeevan age is 13 years. In how many years will Manohar age be double that of Jeevan age? Manohar age plus increase in number of years, which is equal to 2 times of Jeevan age plus x is the number of increase in age. Manohar age is given as 47 years, so 47 plus x. Jeevan age is given as 13 years plus x. So 47 minus 26 is equal to x. Therefore, x is equal to 21 years. So for 21 years, Manohar age will be double that of Jeevan age. Option B is the right answer. Question number 77. This question is based on direction. So let's solve simultaneously while reading the question. Let's assume this as the coordinates of directions. A train runs 120 km in west direction. So this is the starting point of the train. It is running in 120 km west direction. Now it is running in south direction of 30 km. So it is 30 km south and then 80 km in east direction. So for 80 km it is running in east direction. So this is the end point of the train. Now in which direction is the station? From the train starting point. This is the train starting point. Now the train is in southwest direction. So option A is the right answer. Question number 78. 36, 28, 24 and 22. This is a number series problem. Here you can observe there is a difference between these two numbers as 8, 4, 2. So the next number difference will be half times of the initial value. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. So 22 minus 1, which is equal to 21. So option C is the right answer. Question number 79. A recently inaugurated Paramporul is a supercomputer. It was inaugurated by NIT Tiruchirappalli under National Supercomputing Mission. So option A is the right answer. It is a supercomputer. Question number 80. Recently launched project Aquarium is India's first digital water bank project. Option B is the right answer, which was launched in Bengaluru city of Karnataka, which is an initiative aimed at better water management. It is founded by Aqua Craft Group Ventures in 2021. So option B is the right answer. Question number 81. Russia invaded Ukraine on 24 February 2022. Option A is the right answer. Question number 82. The first state in country to provide a reservation for transgender community in government service is Karnataka. Option C is the right answer. So for about 1% of reservation is given in Karnataka state for transgender community. Question number 83. The year in which the India's first hydroelectricity project was established in Karnataka was 1902. Option B is the right answer. In the following figure, you can observe the hydroelectricity power station which is established in Shivanasamudram place of Karnataka. Question number 84. Soil Day is celebrated in India on every year of 5th December to focus attention on importance of healthy soil and advocating for sustainable management of soil resource. Question number 85. Yellow revolution refers to the production of edible oilseed. Option C is the right answer. Fruits is for golden revolution. Fish is the blue revolution. Egg is the silver revolution. Question number 86. Considering the following statement about the Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces Treaty. Statement 1. It is an arms control treaty between US and Russia under which the both agreed not to develop, produce, possess or deploy any ground-based ballistic and cruise missiles. This statement is true. Statement 2. In 1991, the treaty was expanded to include the Russia and successor state of former USSR. This statement is also true. So both statements are true. So the right answer is option C, both 1 and 2. Question number 87. Which of the following is not included in the key amendments to Indian Forest Act 1927? Statement 1. Shift in the focus from transport of forest produce and the tax on it to conservation, enrichment and sustainable management. This key amendment is true. Statement 2. Introduces new category of production forest. This statement is also true. Statement 3. Forest development cess of up to 10% of assessed value of mining products removed from forest. This is a false statement because it is not actually come into force. It is a proposed plan. So this statement will be false statement. So the right answer will be option A. Only third statement is a false statement. Question number 88. Which of this is true with regard to NIXI? NIXI refers to the National Internet Exchange of India, which is a common meeting point of internet service providers in India. This statement is true. Statement 2. The main purpose of NIXI is to facilitate exchange of domestic internet traffic between the pairing internet service providing members. This statement is also true. Statement 3. It was established in 2008 and it is one of the newest form of exchange in India. So, NIXI was established in year 2003 but it is given as 2008. So, this is a false statement. So, out of this given statement, the correct statement is statement 1 and 2. So, the right answer is option A, only 1 and 2. Question number 89. Which one of the following is the correct chronological order of the formation of full state of Indian Union? Among these following option, Nagaland was first formed in 1963, then Haryana in 1966, then Sikkim in 1975, and then Arunachal Pradesh in 1987. So the right answer is option B. Question number 90. Directive principle of state policy directs the state to secure living wages. Option C is the right answer. Question number 91. The president should act. So according to Article 74, the president should act on the advice given by the Council of Ministers. Option C is the right answer. Question number 92. Which of the following recently launched small finance bank in India with tagline "A Bank of Smile"? Option A is the right answer. Suryodaya Small Finance Bank. Question number 93. Given below are two statements. One is labeled as assertion and other is labeled as reason. Assertion. The higher repo rate leads to lesser credit flow in the system. Reason is the funds are more costly for banks, hence higher will be the rate that bank passes on to the customers. Both A and B are true statements and R is the correct explanation, because if the higher repo rate leads to lesser credit flow in the system, the funds are most costly for banks. Hence higher will be the rate and bank passes on the customers. Question number 94. With reference to bitcoins sometimes seen in news, which of the following statements is correct? Statement 1. Bitcoins are tracked by central bank of country. This statement is false because there will be no tracking system in case of bitcoins. Bitcoin system is a peer-to-peer and end transaction takes place directly between the users without any involvement of intermediary authority. Statement 2. Anyone with Bitcoin address can send and receive bitcoins from anyone else with a Bitcoin address. This statement is true. Statement 3. Online payments can be sent without either side knowing the identity of other. This statement is also true. So out of this given statement, the correct statement is 2 and 3. So option B is the right answer. Question number 95. Match the list 1 and list 2. Choose the correct answer from the code given below. List 1 is the name of the battle and list 2 is the year in which the battle took place. In the Battle of Sorotur, Hoysala defeated Bilana. So this took place in 1190 AD. So for statement 1, it is option 4. Statement 2, Battle of Takkolam. This battle was between Chola and Rashtrakuta, which took place on 1949 AD. So for this statement, the right answer is option 3. Statement 3, Battle of Rakkasathangadi. Battle of Rakkasathangadi was fought in the year 1565 AD between the Deccan Sultanates, Muslim Sultanate to the north of Vijayanagara. So for statement 3, it is option 2. Statement 4, Battle of Koppam. Battle of Koppam, it was fought between Chola and Chalukya in the year 1054 AD. So for statement 4, the right answer is option 1. So the correct code combination is 4321. So option C is the right answer. Question number 96. The first non-alignment movement conference was held on 1961 at Belgrade. Option B is the right answer. Question number 97. Which of the following statement is not true with regard to the Constituent Assembly? Option A. Constituent Assembly was the first parliament of independent India. This statement is true. Option B. Dr. Rajendra Prasad was the first regular president of Constituent Assembly. This statement is also true. Option C. The Constituent Assembly appointed 10 committees to frame the Constitution. This statement is false because the Constituent Assembly appointed 22 committees, out of which 10 committees were procedural affairs and 12 committees were substantial affairs. So option C is the wrong statement. Option D. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was the chairman of Drafting Committee of Constitution. This statement is true. So the wrong statement is option C. Question number 98. Given below are the two statements. One is labeled as assertion, other is labeled as reason. Assertion. Later Chalukyan style of architecture influenced the Hoysala style of architecture. This statement is true. Reason. The salient features like Garbhagriha without Pradakshina entrance to the temple from sideways and star-shaped base were continued. This statement is false because they were not continued. So among this assertion and reason, A is true and R is false. Option C is the right answer. Question number 99. Dash is the first woman to officiate as an umpire in men's ODI cricket match. Clara Polosko was the first woman to officiate as an umpire in men's ODI cricket match which took place in Sydney between India and Australia. Question number 100. The prices of the two articles is 3:4. If the price of the first article is increased by 10% and that of second by ₹4, the original ratio remains the same. The original price of the second article is, as per the given condition, let the prices of the two articles be 3x and 4x. So if the price of the first article is increased by 10% means it is 0.3 times of x, and price of the second article is increased by ₹4 means it is plus 4, which is equal to the ratio of 3:4. So 3.3x into 4, which is equal to 12x plus 12. So 13.2x is equal to 12x plus 12. So 1.2x is equal to 12 x is equal to 12 divided by 1.2, so x is equal to 10. So the second article price will be 4x, which means that it is 4 into 10, so it is 40 rupees. So option A is the right answer.